It's 6 a.m. The wind hasn't really started yet for the day, and we are about to slip our mooring and slip off into the distance. We have a 25-mile sail today, and we're headed closer to Cartagena in our two-stage journey. We managed to make it in 2 stages rather than hopping up another island to the south of us. And the next island is supposed to be a bit of a party island. We're going to stay there a few days, continue resting after our journey. It's a long process. And then we're going to be headed into the city, the big city. So looking forward to all that. This island's been really cool. We only stayed 1 night in the end. I wasn't too comfortable with our slightly dodgy mooring. We dived on it, and it was a little bit loose, let's say, down below. So we had a super tight anchor alarm set, and I really wouldn't want to stay here if the winds were any stronger. That would be a lesson to the captain, I think. Whenever there's a shiny mooring buoy in front of us to take, especially if it's free, it implies that no one's being paid to dive on it and check it regularly. So you're always better off, I think, using your own anchor. It's a really nice thought, though, to protect the coral around here, that they've done this. Just needs to be a little bit more robust and substantial, if I could have my request. There is an anchorage over there, though. In fact, a boat turned up last night and anchored there. So I think next time when we come back, and we will come back, we'll do that. So yeah, it should be a quick hop. I don't think we're going to get much in the way of wind. We've got about 6 or 7 knots right now, and we're going to be going with it, so that'll feel like 0 when the motor's running. But if we get anything, we'll get the sails out and do what we can.
Another day, another passage. Literally, I was counting today. I haven't been off this boat now. This is day 5. I need to get out of this boat. So we're gonna go to the next island, and hopefully there's gonna be somewhere for us to walk, or maybe some sort of bar to visit. It's a long way to Cartagena. It's a long way. Just wanna be there. Please, I managed to make morning coffee, huh? Can't function without it. Not on this boat with these rules. No way. 2 more days of passages and we are in Cartagena. In a marina. For many, many, many days to come. Captain's pang. It's been agreed in advance. Because, you know, all of this, get up at 5:30, leave, arrive somewhere late, drop hook, don't even go ashore. I don't know. That's not the cruising I sign up for, is it?
He's like one of the dolls, the first mate, where you pull that big string on his back and he just goes and goes and goes.
In my case, it's the back hair.
You don't want to be pulling that. That'll really set him off. I wasn't expecting to be sailing so soon out the anchorage, but we've got 10 knots now. We can do something with that.
I'll tell you what you can do with that at 6 in the morning, before I drink my coffee.
Turn the engine off. He was going to say turn the engine off.
I wasn't going to say that. But since we are a family-friendly channel, I'm not going to say it at all.
Ah, perfect. Since when have we been a family-friendly channel? I don't know, but it's holding the first mate's best jokes back.
And you watch, I give you 10 minutes and the engine will be back on. There's a lot of peering upwards, a lot of licking fingers, tasting the wind. But not much speed, let me tell you that.
I'm looking for answers up there. They usually come.
He should be looking to me for answers, shouldn't he? Been telling him for years. All he needs to know, I know.
That direction just brings more questions, let me tell you.
Well, I'm a very questioning person, you know, been questioning for years.
Questioning me for years. It's a full-time job.
All I know is that we've got places to go and this is not very fast. And it's 6 AM.
Perfect. 3.1 knots.
Should be there in 10 hours then. Seriously, you can fly from the States to Europe faster than we sail from here to the other island, which is 25 miles away.
Time to have a captain's morning coffee and peace now, I think. Peace! Managed to get another knot out of it. That shut him up.
It did. I give up. You know, this totally reminds me of all these katabatic winds we used to get in Mexico. The early morning breeze coming from the land. It's exactly the same. Flat waters and about 10 to 12 knots of wind from the shore. Very nice. So many memories. I'm all nostalgic today. So let's think of a time when the captain was actually nice, eh?
Well, you should never say that this captain's not a giver. And today, I've given the first mate the gift of a calm passage and a flat galley. And look what he's doing with it.
That's right. No rest for the wicked. It is so calm that I actually decided to make some bread because we are quite hungry. And all I have cooked today is this. But we've got nothing else with it. So let's crack on with the bread. I actually do love really calm conditions when we are sailing so that I can be down below and crack on with my duties. Otherwise it's a bit of a time wasting just sitting there when you've got things to do, you know. Got life to live, don't I? Look, I'm living it right now. More flour, yay! Welcome to my life. That's it. I have dreamt of this for years. That I'll be in the tropics, in a galley, making a dough for a freshly baked bread. So that I can shove it in the captain's mouth. Careful what you wish for.
Less whining, more kneading, please. Captain's got a mouth to fill.
Like I really need this.
He's very needy, the first mate, this morning, don't you think? Oh, I could go on all day. But I better look where we're going.
Yeah, please don't. See you later.
There we go. A busy first mate is a happy first mate. That's what I say. And a busy first mate is a happy captain. Devil makes work for idle hands, as you know. Best keep him busy.
Well, this wasn't in the plan, but why not? These katabatic winds are lasting longer than we thought, so let's get it spinning up. Yeah. Go.
Well, we found this spinnaker gathering dust at the bottom of our lazarette and decided that it was the perfect run for it today. But of course it's up to its old tricks, and as soon as we put all the lines out there and got it rigged up and hoisted out there on the foredeck, the wind is starting to die. So we'll see how long we last. I think we've got about half a mile under spinnaker so far, and we'll be lucky to get the full mile out of it. And then I think the engine's gonna have to go on. But at least you can't say we didn't try.
Well, I'm quite enjoying these light winds because I left the starling on. So I'm scrolling, I'm happy. All of this is blocked in my head. I am not in the room. Catching up with my life, you see.
He has a life, you know, our first mate. It's on Instagram.
And it's very, very exciting. Better than this, flapping and traveling at 2.5 knots.
And they worry that Starlink will ruin cruising. Not on Bohemia. It brings peace, quiet, and well-needed time away from the captain.
That's right. Need my space. So what did I say? That didn't last long, huh? 5 minutes later, and look at the captain coming back with a tail in between his legs.
Spinnaker in between my legs, actually. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, utterly defeated. At least we tried. I was really in two minds as to whether it was worth getting this thing up and out, and turns out it wasn't. But it would have been a beautiful sail with the sunrise over there and flat waters. Just wasn't to be today. I blame the crew. I've been undermined every step of the way.
He has. You do not wake me up at 5:30 for 6 a.m. departure, and you do not start flying the spinnaker at 6:30 a.m. Rule number 1. I mean, everyone knows that, right?
At least we'll be there quicker. And he can get back to his scrolling.
Look what's happening. The wind is back. The wind is back. I think it felt sorry for the captain after this morning debacle with the spinnaker. Beautiful. We have 12 knots directly from the beam or forward of the beam, and we are just gliding forward to our destination at 5 knots. Should be there in 3 hours. Otherwise, it's very uneventful. I'm waiting officially for the bread to rise. So, you know, I can't do anything else. I'm concentrating on the dough.
And I'm concentrating on my breakfast. Crew can't run on an empty stomach, you know. But no, apparently we have to concentrate on the dough. But yeah, I gotta hand it to him, he's right. The sailing is turned into a fantastic shot north. Wasn't expecting this wind, especially not from this angle. We're trying to get in before some howling northerlies start. But until then, we'll definitely take this. Arriving for free, hopefully.
The wind is starting to come in. It's directly on our nose, but we are only 40 minutes away from the anchorage. So again, all hail the captain for setting off at the right time. Well, at 6 a.m. But if we stayed any longer on Isla Tintipán and set off later on, I don't think it will be very pleasant because the wind is already at 17 knots.
That's right, it's going to get quite gusty later, so hopefully we'll be firmly set on a nice anchor, not on a dodgy mooring this time, and tucking into our breakfast by then. That's the captain's plan.
Breakfast at noon.
Better late than never.
We are just arriving at Isla Grande. Today is Friday, so we are hoping to stay here for the weekend before we continue our journey to Cartagena proper on Sunday. Everything is arranged with the marina and the local agent for immigration and custom check-in on Monday morning, so we just need to stay somewhere for the weekend. The anchorage looks a bit busy. I hope it's a large one, because there's supposed to be coral heads absolutely everywhere. But I'm sure Captain Clever here has got it covered. Bread is baked, so I'm all ready.
That's his job done for the day, and my job is to eat it as soon as we get through this difficult pass. There are a few reefs on the entrance for this anchorage, and it looks quite tight on the chart. But according to our information, it's easy to see the coral heads, and we've got a good angle of sun right overhead. Not much cloud, so we should be fine. Captain should be tucking into his breakfast in about half an hour, I think.
It's very, very reefy around here. But once we are past this, we should be in clear waters. Okay, you are on the reef now. Water looks fantastic. No wonder it's so popular with snorkelers and divers. There's music coming from every establishment. So it definitely is a party island. I found our future boat. Just a small catamaran right here.
We can't have our wine costing more than our diesel.
Most of the time, the diesel tastes better.
Special thanks in this episode go to all of our patrons for fueling the captain's new cheap second mate fund.
Champagne for everyone.
Thank you so much, and here's to you. If you've been enjoying our episodes and want to fuel the first mate's bad behavior in the Caribbean, then follow the link on screen to find out more. See you next time.